Okay. So, what I'm going to show you today is how to use Clay to qualify accounts at scale. So this is for any founder, AE, SDR, basically anyone that's building an account list or a company list, so that you can use a AI agent to go in and research every account at scale and determine if they actually fit your ICP. That's essentially what you're doing here. So for context, what I'm going to show you here, the example I'm going to show you here is an account list of about 2,600 companies. Um, but out of these 2,600 companies, which are using Greenhouse as their ATS, as their application tracking system? And um, just to showcase, there is a million ways that you can use uh, Clay's AI agents, also known as Clay-gents, to vet these accounts at scale. And the whole reason you'd want to do this, the motivation behind doing this is so that you're not spamming and blasting a huge lead list that just isn't good to begin with. With these Clay-gents, you can build highly targeted lead lists, account lists with prospects or accounts that are actually a good fit and therefore more likely to respond to your message or resonate with the pain points that you solve for. So, are they B2B or B2C? Do they have a pricing page? I have a friend who exclusively works with companies that have a custom enterprise pricing page. What ATS do they use? Do they use Ashby? Do they use Lever? Do they use Greenhouse? Are they hiring? Um, Another really great one is, are they a software company or a software development agency? Because a lot of companies will label themselves as they're a software company, but then you click on their website and it turns out they're a software development agency, which isn't a fit for a lot of people, especially if you're actually trying to sell to software companies. I've got a friend that is right now selling to construction companies, but there's a lot of junk in there. There's like construction um, services companies or consulting services, when he really only wants residential construction companies, so not commercial, not multifamily, single home residential. So, like, how would you build an agent to go in and clean up the list and qualify? So that's what I'm going to show you. Um, so going back to the Clay list, we've got our list of accounts. What do we do? For this specific scenario, what I did is there's a Google query inside of Clay that you can build. So let me show you that column. And essentially, I just selected the account name and I said, go to this account name and then search Greenhouse. So basically return those search results and let's see if Greenhouse pops up in any of those results. And so that's the outcome we have here, the search results, right? Um, and and so what do we do now, right? We've got that data set at scale across all the accounts. Um, we're not going to go one by one to check if they use Greenhouse. We're not going to click into these search results. That's where the Clay-gents come into play. Um, and so what we ask the Clay-gent to do is go and look at those search results. As you can see, in this column right here, it says search results. So it's literally going to check those results and see if Greenhouse pops up in those results. And then if yes, it's going to return the Greenhouse URL for us, and it's going to check off this column just so it's more visually appealing for us. Um, but just a couple tricks here. So when it comes to Claygent, I always recommend that you get your own OpenAI API key. It's really easy. I recommend tier 3 or above, which means that you have to invest $100 or put $100 into the budget. It might be even more now, it might be like 250, but I highly recommend it. It's worth it because what that allows you to do is run these research prompts at scale for very cheap. So as you can see here, the total cost is 0.009 cents. So that's really cheap. If we multiply that by 2,600 rows, I'm not going to do the math live, but it's pretty affordable. So that's why I recommend it. Whereas if you use the Clay-gents that exist within clay, like helium or neon or argon, um, you're going to run out of clay credits very quickly. And I prefer to use the clay credits to find contact data later. So I recommend that for the research that you do to qualify these accounts at scale, just get your own OpenAI API key. Google it. It's really easy to set up. And so the other trick that I recommend when you create the Clay-gents is um, Clay has a way to do this automatically, but I honestly find the results pretty crappy at this stage. I think they have a long way to go with this AI generator. So what I highly encourage you to do instead is actually use Claude for this process. So tell Claude what you want to create, what inputs you have. Just go into as much detail as possible, and then copy and paste that into the prompt for the Claygent. And then that's pretty much it. This is one of my favorite use cases for Clay. There's even if you use Apollo, whatever your source of data is, even LinkedIn Sales Navigator, if you look at the accounts there that are under the software development category, there's so many accounts that are actually not software companies, they're agencies. Um, so this is a really great way to clean up your list and make sure that your targeting is truly hyper relevant and hyper specific. So I'm going to share the template here so that you can just copy paste it to your Clay instance as well.